And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your friend, Confidant Cheap Loots. Sounds like I'm giving myself like a cool nickname, but it's not. This is like another term for friend or like somebody you can confide in, I suppose. Which please don't confide in me. If you've done any crimes, please don't tell me about them. I'm not like, I can't forgive your sins. Like, please don't tell me about them. No confiding. Take that back. Not your confidant in any way, shape, or form. Well, it is a Thursday tradition. You know what's going on. We got some teasers for the Friday content in NBA 2K23, my team. And 2K once again was just gassing it up as per usual. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it and cover it. So first things first, tomorrow we're getting our Season 1 Volume 3 cards. I don't know if this is going to be something that they're going to do throughout the seasons. I kind of hate it in its current iteration. I kind of hate it. So I hope they don't continue to do it, but I'm sure they will in some capacity, at least through the first two seasons, I'm sure. So expect like a Season 2, Volume 1, 2, and 3 next season as well. So we got 40 new cards. And I mean, I will say that from a power scaling capacity, like the Season 1, Volume 2 players were much better, and they were really, really solid for limited. Guys like Doug Christie, Kerry Kittles, Hibbert, you know. So I guess in that regard, maybe like a little bit exciting. But we got Jokic. Honestly, some people think that Jokic could be game-breaking. Other people don't seem to care at all. I think it lies somewhere in the middle. I think for the right play style, Jokic may be the point, or kind of the point center that a lot of people have been waiting for to a certain extent. He's going to be way too expensive to lock in for, though. Danny Granger should be okay. He's not going to play any defense, but he should be like a very good offense first, small forward, power forward, kind of somebody to just bump Robert Horry off my lineup 100%. And then George Gervin's probably just going to be like slightly worse Alex English, honestly. So I'm more interested to see what the rest of the cards are. Who's going to be that amethyst card that is the kind of gatekeeper? Who's that going to be? It was Karl Malone last time, Grant Hill before him. So I'm not sure exactly who that's going to be. I'm kind of curious, though. I don't know. I'm going to go with Sleepy Floyd. Why not? You know what I mean? Then they said this next pack. Boom emoji. Expecting some absolute fire out here. Expecting a LeBron or a KD, which if we don't see LeBron or KD today, you can bet we're seeing one of them for Halloween. I can guarantee that. So first things first, we got Diamond JR in the Destroyer set. Okay. All right. This is a pretty aggressive name. These names have been really aggressive. Who in the marketing department is doing this? This is like pretty aggressive names. We got JR, dude. I mean, JR will be cool. We just got Jalen Green, like literally earlier this week, and I can't imagine JR is going to be all that much different from Jalen Green. I assume they're going to be very similar cards. So, not that I'm not stoked for JR. It's just that like they end up making Jalen Green a JR clone every year, so it's like I don't know how excited I really am for JR. Next up, we got Kyrie. Once again, I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of excitement for Kyrie. I personally not incredibly excited for Kyrie. His jump shot's pretty good. He moves relatively solid. He's actually a very good movement point guard. If you're someone who's like a dribble god, you're going to like him. But at the end of the day, I locked in for Rose, so I have to sleep in that bed that I made. So there's no point picking up Kyrie to run my bench unit, especially with Sean Livingston, the GOAT, out here holding it down. So once again, already off the first two, head not exploding. Not really that excited, honestly. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of these two guys. Then we got Garnett. People say he's going to be the best power forward in the game, but I don't believe that to be true. I think Chris Bosh will probably still be a better power forward than him, honestly. Probably going to play great defense. Probably going to move relatively okay, shoot a good mid-range. I mean, maybe he'll have a greenable three. I'm not sure. It kind of remains to be seen. It's like too early for a three-point shooting Kevin Garnett, no? Like, I feel like it is. Maybe he has like a 72 three-pointer or something of that nature. Like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I could see him being trashed, though. Like, I could easily see him being trashed. They love to throw some trash pink diamonds in the very beginning. Like, they love that. That way they can really get you open packs in Season 2. This is, like, part of the strat. You know what I mean? Garnett should be kind of whack, dude, to be honest. And then we got our three Kawhis. Right around the time everybody is getting Scottie Pippen, they drop Kawhi Leonard in packs that plays the same position. So it's like, I would say, at least in, like, the Sweatlord community, I would say a lot of people are probably going to move Scottie Pippen to the bench in favor of this pink diamond Kawhi. Kawhi is great. Like, I used his Ruby for a long period of time. Very greenable jump shot, and he moves pretty well. Depending on, I mean, I like that there's 3 versions of Kawhi. I'll say that. I wonder what the key differences are going to be, because there's going to be a key difference on all of these. Let me give you an accurate idea for prices, right? Pink Diamond, close to 500K. Diamond, between 100 and 200K. I stand firm on that. The odds are going to be terrible. Amethyst, like 40 to 50K. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm not joking. That's probably what the prices are going to be, like, realistically. Now, looking at the free agent, honestly, the free agents have been very accurate with what the cards are going to look like. I think he has a higher than a 25 three-pointer, but I think the rest of the card is pretty on point. Like, I would expect the badge count to be very similar to this as well. Like, he's good. He's got his own release, which we are not going to know what that's like. No one else has it but him, not even the upper, so it doesn't really matter. But I would assume the speed, the interior defense, like, everything's going to be still there. Three-pointer, I would guess, like, somewhere around the 60s, maybe. Perhaps like a 60 three-pointer or something of that nature would be my assumption, though I could be wrong. I guess it's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see, kind of go from there. I'm not certain any which way if he's going to be good or not. Then we got Kawhi. I mean, Kawhi's got Kawhi Leonard base. It's a phenomenal release, obviously. He already had an 81-3, so I would expect even his Amethyst one to have a solid three-pointer. I would guess that the real kind of differences between the cards are going to stem from speed, acceleration, speed with ball, and ball handle. Like, that's kind of where the real differences are going to be. Obviously, there's going to be small differences in, like, perimeter defense, and obviously there's going to be like a +2 three-pointer or something of that nature here, probably on the Pink Diamond one, but that's kind of where I expect the real differences to be. I could be wrong about that, but I mean, it's something we'll have to see. I mean, he already had, like, bronze guard up, green machine, comeback kid, midi, clutch shooter, so he already had a good badge count, and I don't expect that to change. I'm interested, though. I'm interested to see. I mean, he's going to be good regardless. All 3 levels are going to be usable in some capacity. Then we got Kyrie. Kyrie's got a really good release this year, and he's got all his own dribble moves, and honestly, they're kind of fire. So people don't like the crossover that much or the behind the back, but I don't think it's bad by any means. And look, realistically, I'm going to have to learn to like it because I see that Jimmy Butler has it, so I don't really have a choice. Kyrie will be an excellent offense-first point guard. It's just like, is his defensive issues, so are his defensive liabilities going to get in the way? I don't know. That's a good question. Then we got Jalen Green. Like I said, it's pretty much going to be exactly the same as, like, JR. Maybe he has a different jump shot, but I just mean, like, what you can expect from the card specifically. Like, going to be a good offensive player, going to be fast, going to be able to dunk. Defensively, going to be challenged for sure. Same size as well. If you want to know what's up with JR, just look at this Jalen Green. I mean, that's pretty much where you're going to be getting at this point. And then we got Lock-in Jokic. I would assume he only has 3 Hoff badges. Maybe they move it up to 4 for this one. I don't know. But I actually expect Jokic to be very similar to this card right here. Like, Hoff, Dimer, Needle Threader, Post Playmaker, very similar. I mean, we got Dunktober Jokic not too far off in the future from this last year, and it was basically a very similar card from what I'm seeing here with the badge count and everything. Like I said, due to a variety of factors, I think that maybe this Jokic card is what a lot of people have been looking for as far as like offensively for their center. 67 speed isn't bad, by the way. Like, Noah and DeAndre Jordan are right around this, and they feel leaps and bounds faster than majority of centers, right? So I don't necessarily think that's going to be a hindrance. By the way, a lot of people are probably going to run Garnett at center, which you can definitely do. But Jokic's release isn't bad. I'll go test it out just so you can see, but it's not terrible. I was using him earlier for some Nuggets challenges. Not horrible. His defense is bad, but his badge count, if it remains the exact same from this free agent card, will be very good. Like I said, I feel like Jokic is going to be one of those guys that people run in, like, the 11 through 13 spots on their lineup, just in case they need a little bit of offensive help. So they'll bench, like, Wilt or one of their other centers, like Joakim, to, like, run Jokic if they need help on the offensive end. I feel like that's really what his legacy is going to be as far as for this game right now. I can't imagine too many people are going to be running Jokic, But let's go and check it out and see if the market has changed at all. Check a couple jump shots, do some fun stuff. Now, looking at Jokic, I mean, The jump shot's slow. Like, let's get that out of the way. Like, you're not using a fast release here. Like, it's pretty sluggish, dude. Honestly, it is. But it's greenable. Like, you know where the release point is to a certain extent. It is kind of muffled, though. But, like, it is greenable. Granted, I haven't greened a single one. There it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this jump shot is great, because it's not. Am I going to sit here and say that if you're using him as a stretch big, like, you will be able to hit it? Yes. Like, yes, I clearly can't, but most people will. You're not going to be pulling up off the dribble with Jokic. I mean, you're not. You're just not going to do that. Like, I mean, we'll check the leaner real quick, but I don't think it's great. The step back's kind of nice, though. The step back is kind of nice. Like, there's aspects of Jokic where, like, I could definitely see him being, like, kind of a terror in certain regards, but it's off the catch and shoot where you're going to find the most problems with this jump shot. Which is interesting, because that's typically, like, the opposite case for everybody else. But with Jokic, it's, like, off the dribble, green. Off the catch and shoot, like, kind of hard to green, dude. So that's kind of, like, a negative, I guess. It really depends how you use your center, I guess. Regardless, like, he's going to be able to rebound. He's going to be able to facilitate. He's going to be a point center. Like, if you want a point center, then Jokic is a pretty solid option. But at the same time, especially right now with what we got going on, we don't have any point centers. We don't even have, like, a Draymond yet. So, I don't know. The one thing I will say, temper your expectations. He's going to be about 300K and probably not worth it. But the shot is greenable if you really want to try it. And next up, we got Kawhi. I mean, I don't really need to go into too much detail with Kawhi. Most of us have used Ruby Kawhi. Most of us have used Ruby Kawhi at this point, so we kind of know what it is. That being said, I mean, one of the better jump shots in the game. I personally think that there's jump shots that I prefer over it, but I can recognize that once you get the timing down for Kawhi, it's nasty. Regardless what level you are, you should be able to. I'm not going to sit here and say you should be able to afford a Kawhi, because we have no idea what the pricing is going to be on those Kawhis. Like, they could be ridiculous. I mean, Amethyst Kawhi could be 40K. Like, we don't know. So, in theory, if prices stay to what they're normally at, I mean, you should be able to afford Kawhi, and I can't imagine that the Kawhi would be worse than this one in regards to shooting, but you never really know with 2K. I mean, they could easily be like, yeah, he had an 81 on his current series, but let's give him like a 77 on his Amethyst for no reason. You know, I think at worst, it'll stay at an 81, which is totally perfect. You could definitely hoop with that. But I guess we'll see tomorrow. Now, as far as the market goes, it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of cards that we're getting tomorrow that are weird. Like, I don't think Jokic affects the market. I don't think anyone really cares about Jokic like that, and that's my own opinion, right? As far as Kawhi, I don't know if he necessarily hurts the value of anyone. Potentially Melo, but a lot of people run Melo on the bench unit anyway, and he's a much different player. So I don't necessarily think Melo will be affected. We could see Tatum be affected, but I mean, there's only like 6 Tatums up, so I really don't think people care that much. I mean, Paul Pierce maybe, but who cares? Nobody cares about Paul Pierce. Could see a drop in Jordan's price. The reason being is, like, he's really effective with that duo with Pippen. I don't know how many people are going to use that with Kawhi out. Zion could be affected. He's good, but he's not worth picking up anyway. Oladipo could be affected, but honestly, there's just not very many of them, so he's still like almost 100K, which is crazy to me. Dominique's probably the only card that I would say will for sure be affected in some capacity, because no one's running Dominique if they have access to Kawhi, but who knows. The market's just not going to be crashing right now in any meaningful capacity. So, I mean, I wouldn't really get excited about it. I want to know what these season 1 selects are. By the way, if you have any of these cards, I would sell them now. Like, I don't think Otis Birdsong is going to go up in price. Like, same with like Michael Ray Richardson. I think now is probably the time. I wonder if Michael Ray Richardson's being price fixed over here. I told you that they were going to do that on stream. I said, hey, you should sell them now before the bots go on there. Or, sorry, I said that you should wait until the bots go on there and buy up all the ones and jack their prices up before you sell them, because they will do that at some point. So, yeah, I would still go sell them right now while you got a chance. I think Doug Christie's even kind of expensive. Yeah, he's even like 6K. That's wild. Yeah, you should definitely get rid of them. Other than that, you know your boy Cheap Ludes will be here. I said your boy. Don't worry. That's for the OGs out here. I'll be here tomorrow opening packs. Should be a good time.